Well, hello there. Guess what? It's that time again. Yes, I know I missed last week. Things come up, things to do, doctor's appointments, nothing bad, just life getting in the way of video blogging, but that's life. But here we are on July the 17th of 2017, 7/17/17. Now that's interesting. That 17 plus 17 is 34 plus 7 equals 41. Interesting. So we're going to go ahead and look at some tarot cards, see what's going on. We'll talk a little bit about astrology and things that are coming up this week. And we do hope this is a blessing to you. I think it will be. Please stick around. Okay, let's go ahead and look at the tarot cards. I pulled 3 major arcana cards from the Tarot de Marseille. And the 3 cards that we're going to see on the screen now are going to be Death, the Priestess, and the Sun. Now, as I sat at my reading table and I set these 3 cards out and I looked at them, I was immediately struck by how the Priestess is looking with compassion upon this figure in the Death card. He's working hard. He's stripping down. It's like he's tearing himself down. He's taking away things that aren't needed. He's sacrificing. He's saying, okay, this is what's important. I need to be humble and I need to just kind of like strip myself of my BS and get down to brass tacks. And she's like, that's right. It's okay. And I love you and I'm going to be patient with you. She looks upon him with compassion. And so we should be with ourselves. There's times we need to get rid of things. These could be attitudes. These could be physical possessions. Emotions that aren't serving us, but we hold on to them. For some odd reason, we find it comforting to wallow in the pig trough. But we sometimes have to release that. I had to get rid of my desires to study about 5 different things at once. I want to study Lenormand, which I am studying avidly and doing readings with that. Beautiful oracle, Tarot de Marseille. I also want to get into playing cards and Kipper cards. And oh my God, if I took all this stuff up that I wanted to do, I wouldn't learn anything. I'd be a hot mess. And so you may be in a similar situation. You may have a lot of stuff going on, a lot of baggage you're carrying, a lot of stuff that's distracting you from your purpose. But see, if you're patient with yourself and compassionate toward yourself and give yourself time to do it, you will do it, and then the light of the sun will shine upon you. Okay, your consciousness will expand. We see the crown upon the priestess like expanding into the sun, becoming the sun, and then we see the 2 happy figures. It's sharing. Then we have something to share. All right, the excess doesn't allow us to share. It blocks us from sharing. It's like building up a wall. The excess builds up a wall. So whatever's excessive in your life, cutting it back, stripping down, it's really going to be helpful, and it's going to enable you to really do more of the things that you truly, really in your heart want to do. Now we also went ahead and pulled up 2 minor arcana cards. Now we do this to help us decide practically what's the best way to implement the strategy that's laid out in the majors. And the 2 cards that I get for this are the Queen of Swords and the 5 of Wands. Now the Queen of Swords, she's also looking in the same direction as the Priestess. She's facing towards the Death card. And what she's saying is, I need to be very analytical. I need to be very discerning about what I want to keep, what I want to get rid of. Now I can follow some intuition too. She's got her hand up towards her chest. And to me, it's like she's feeling things out. And she's like, no, I want to be careful where I make the slices with the scalpel, with the sword. As I do this surgery, I want to be careful. And the 5 of Wands, to me, it's overcoming, all right? It's pushing through, and it's pushing through our own resistance. See, this week's reading, it's not external. I mean, maybe external things you need to get rid of, but really, the opponent is within us, okay? For this week, it's dealing with us. It's dealing with our own desires, dealing with our clinging, with our wanting, with our overloading. These are the things that we need to look at. These are the things we have to decide. When is enough enough? What do I have to get rid of? And what do I keep? And in doing that with good intellectual common sense, clear mind, and following also our heart, okay, following that gut as well, but it's the mind working in conjunction with the gut, okay. The gut feelings can guide us. The mind really makes the decisions, and then we go ahead and have the impetus, because we're in contact with ourselves, in contact with our gut, to follow through and to make it happen the way it's supposed to be for us. So let's take a look at astrology. You've got a couple of interesting things coming up this week. Now, the moon is really waning, okay? We're very close to the end of this cycle, the 28-day cycle for the moon. So there's really not a lot of magic I do at this point, because as the moon gets dark, we get to be like 3 days before new moon, which will be this Sunday. I really don't do much. It's a time of low energy. It's not a real good time in my tradition. Okay, we don't tend to do magic. We don't do spells. We just kind of like rest and let things go. But notwithstanding, we do have a couple of aspects that are worth looking at and taking advantage of. For one thing, tomorrow, Tuesday, we are going to have the moon sextile the sun. Now this is good. This is going to happen around, I think, 9:56 in the evening. You could take advantage of it a bit earlier than that, but this would be good for like a healing spell. It'd be really good if you're going to have surgery, or you know somebody is having an operation. This would be a great time to pray for them or do a healing spell, because Tuesday is the day of surgery, Mars Day, okay? Angel Samael governs surgery. So this is a time when we want to focus on things that involve surgery, cutting away. These sort of things are blessed, especially when you have that nice balance between sun and moon, projective and receptive. Then on Wednesday, I think about 3:16 p.m. in the afternoon, these are Eastern Standard Time, by the way, okay, my time zone here in Florida. Looking at that, we have Mercury trine Saturn. Now this is kind of cool. Okay, we have Mercury on Mercury Day. Wednesday is Mercury Day, and a very, very friendly aspect, beneficial aspect to Saturn. Now Saturn governs things like karma, governs things like higher knowledge. Okay, Saturn isn't always the baddie. Saturn is also the guardian of the threshold of the higher mysteries. So if you want to comprehend something esoteric, you're looking to gain more knowledge, or you want to understand your karma, doing a ritual, a meditation, prayers, what have you, would be a good thing to do that Wednesday afternoon up into Wednesday evening. So that's also an interesting time for us to work, and I think I'm going to take advantage of that myself. Now, Sunday we do have, as I mentioned, I'll back up just a little. Saturday, Sun is going into Leo, just so you know. So congratulations to all you Leos. You're coming into a power time for you, okay? And then Sunday we're going to have new moon in Leo. And that happens like first thing in the morning. Sun isn't even risen yet. We're going to have that change. We're going to have that new moon. So it's a whole new tide, a whole new lunar tide. Things begin to wax, begin to increase all over again. A beautiful time to make new beginnings, which of course we can talk about more next week. Well, there you go. There's your weekly reading. Thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate your support. Till I see you next week, many, many blessings.